This is the England squad for the next international break, picked by Thomas Tuchel, and around the international break starts next week. So it's already come around again, unfortunately. But the real surprise in there for me, I think it's shocking. I'll say it as it is, that there's no Grealish, there's no Bellingham, and there's no Wharton in particular. Of course, we're always going to be frustrated that certain players aren't in there. The reality is there's a lot of players to choose from, but I think it's quite baffling, in my opinion anyway, that you've got the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek in there. No disrespect to him necessarily, but you've got Loftus-Cheek, but there's no room for an Adam Wharton. Or I like Henderson, he's been very good for Brentford, but when you haven't got room for a Jack Grealish, for example. And forwards, I think Bowen deserves to be in there as Gordon, Kane, Rashford, Saka, that's all good. But Ollie Watkins, what was he got? 1 goal this season for Aston Villa, and he only got it recently as well. He should not be in there when you're leaving out the calibre of players that we are. So I think it's quite poor. On a positive note, I'm glad to see, like I said, Jed Spence called up from a Tottenham point of view, but I think the goalkeepers are probably fair, they're probably right, and a lot of defenders are okay, but even like a Quansah or Lewis Skelly, and there's absolutely no bias in this at all, but some of the players that England left out, defence has always been a weak spot, but I just think some really bold calls by Thomas Tuchel and some really poor calls as well. How can anyone think that Loftus-Cheek over someone like a Grealish, someone like an Adam Wharton, makes sense at all? I think Tuchel's going more, doesn't like the ego, I don't know. It'd be interesting to know a bit more about it. But that is the England squad. Can't say I'm surprised, but I'm disappointed. What do you think?